year 2 of Irish NFL Fan in America. I'm in Boston Harbour, for my first game of the season, which is going to be the defending, reigning Super Bowl champs, New England Patriots. They're playing the Steelers on Sunday, and I'm here for the game, and then after that going to New Orleans on Monday night for their game against the Texans. So 2 of the best teams in the NFL last season. Gonna get to see them both this weekend. Should be 2 really good games. Can't imagine there's going to be too many empty seats at either of those. Outside Alumni Stadium here, Boston College game today against Richmond. I have no idea where Richmond is, or who they are, or what state they're from, or what city they're from, or how many's in their campus or in their college or whatever. But I know they're playing Boston College today. It's turned into a really nice afternoon. I bought this jacket today when I was going into Fenway Park, because it was pretty cold this morning. I'd done a tour of the Boston Red Sox baseball stadium. They're actually playing the Yankees today. I wouldn't have minded going to that game, but I'm already committed to this one. Boston College, first ever college football game. Looking forward to it. So another 15 or 20 minutes until they open the gates. So I'm just sort of waiting out here at the minute, waiting for what I hope should be a pretty good game. 33-point favourites to Boston College are, and the total points is 57, so they're not expecting Richmond to do too much today. Although I was reading that they won their first game, they both won their first game, they're both 1-0, so someone's O has to go today, as they say, and it will. But yeah, I think, judging by the fact that the game's only about an hour and a half away and there was only about 10 people stood outside, that it's not going to be the biggest game in the history of college football that ever took place. But it should be a nice experience for me, because I've never been to a college football game. And we've got a pretty nice stadium, exactly as I probably would have expected it. Yeah. Pretty neat, as the Americans say. Pretty neat. So, cheers, Boston College. So this is my last full day in Boston. A place I've really enjoyed, probably the best one so far on my trips. Real nice city, would have no problem coming back here. Lots to do, nice with the new Encore there. You can go and do a bit of pokering, gambling, whatever you want to do. That adds a little bit extra to it, because I mean really it's as good as a Vegas casino. So I mean, if you're going to Vegas, okay, you've got a big selection of casinos, but really if you had to just deal with one of them the whole time, I mean, it's not going to be that much different than if you go to all the other ones. So certainly for a poker player or anything like that, if they want to come to an American city and get a good casino while they're there, Boston is going to be a great one for them in the future, because that place is just brand new, really good, lots of poker games going. There was about 50 games going the night I was there. So that would be a reason to come back for sure straight away. I haven't even gone to the Patriots game yet. I'd imagine that's going to be really good. Boston College game yesterday was okay, it wasn't great. I mean, I'd have no problem not going back there again. I saw the Yankees were playing the Red Sox yesterday. If I had my time back, I probably should have gone to that instead, because that's the sort of a even though I've never watched a baseball game in my life. I know nothing about it. It's one of those iconic sports games that I probably should have taken the opportunity to go to while I had it. But other than that, the only baseball, sort of famous baseball teams that I would know of are the Yankees and then the Red Sox. So that was probably an opportunity missed. But looking forward to the game today. Patriots Steelers game today.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the New England Patriots cheerleaders!
So I am just on my way to New Orleans to see the New Orleans Saints play the Houston Texans tonight. Patriots game was alright yesterday. I've seen better games. It was obviously very one-sided, and it would appear that they're just taking off from where they left off last year. The thing about the Patriots is, like, having the Bills and the Jets and the Miami Dolphins in your division really helps. Like, I mean, they're literally in the playoffs already as far as I can see it, which means they only, to win the Super Bowl this year, they're only going to have to probably win 2 home games and the Super Bowl itself. So really it's coming down to who's going to beat them in them 3 games, because that's the only time that they're going to be dumped out. Maybe if the Chiefs get them at home again this year, they might beat them, but they're unbelievable. So I'm going to go and see a pretty good team on the other side of the draw now. Saints, New Orleans Saints.
Don't look back in anger. Don't look back in anger. I heard you say.
They're right up there with the Bills. That's just right up there.
Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah. Very often.
game to go to and you want a good city, a good game, good atmosphere, you want it all in one. You don't want to be travelling for an hour and a half like I was to get to Gillette Stadium from Boston, or you don't want to have to travel an hour and a half to New Jersey like I did from New York last year for both the Jets and Giants games. If you want to come somewhere, stay in the city, have a good lively city, good atmosphere, and you can walk to the stadium because it's only about a mile from Bourbon Street. The New Orleans Saints has to be right up there. I think overall package, this is as good as I might see. It's as good as I've been so far anyway. For some reason I didn't like the Chicago Bears Stadium or the atmosphere. There was something off about that game, but certainly there was nothing off about the Saints game last night. As soon as I came in, even before the game started, the place was absolutely heaving and hopping, and that's what you want. You want a good atmosphere of the game, and if you can get a good city to go along with it, then you're getting both in New Orleans. Super Bowl predictions after week 1. Oh my God, Patriots. They're like the Tiger Roll of American football. They're just there every single year, even though everything suggests that they shouldn't be. Like a big handicap race, the draft capital every year diminishes. They're getting the worst picks out of college every single year for the last 10 years, and they seem to be the best team every single year. Doesn't make any sense whatsoever, but they're going to be thereabouts, without question. The Chiefs are going to be thereabouts, without question. Patrick Mahomes, too good. Too good not to be in the postseason, too good not to probably end up in a game against the Patriots for place in the Super Bowl. The other side, the Saints, I suppose they were lucky enough to get the win last night. I still think they have enough on both sides of the ball to make a decent run for the Super Bowl. If I had to make a prediction today, I would say New Orleans Saints out of the NFC and the Patriots out of the AFC in the Super Bowl. We'll see how that goes in 17 weeks' time. Well, more than that, that'll be only end of the regular season. 17 weeks' time plus wild cards, plus conference games, plus divisional rounds, plus, yes, equals Super Bowl, I think, if my English words maths are right. Yeah, I pretty much love everything Prince, especially the song Raspberry Beret. So a very important shout out as I walk down Bourbon Street in New Orleans to my godfather Oliver Gleason, my biggest fan, avid watcher of the vlog. Hope you enjoy this one. Not sure if it's going to be a good or a bad one, but hopefully it turns out alright. But I do appreciate my avid fans, but I suppose you have to be when you're my godfather. But look, I think you probably don't hate them too much anyway, which is the main thing. So I'm in a place called South Station, or South Street Station, somewhere in Boston, no idea where. I'm on my way to Hartford, Connecticut. Reason being, my flight from New Orleans was a bit delayed, and ended up having to get on a different flight. I thought I was going to get on the 9:30 flight tonight, but that was fully booked. So now I have to go to Bradley Airport, which is in Hartford, Connecticut, which I have no idea where that is, but I know I'm getting on a bus there now. The bus is called Peter Pan. So I'm getting the Peter Pan bus to Hartford, Connecticut, from Boston, because I missed my flight in Boston. So this is going to be fun. This is definitely a detour I wasn't expecting to be doing. Bus is about 2 hours away. The only little positive thing about this inconvenience is that if I had to stay here another day until a guy having a fit beside me here. The only good thing about this situation is that if I had to stay in Boston, it would have been a lot more expensive. So I'm on my way to Hartford. It's going to be a 2-hour bus journey, and I have no idea where Hartford is or what's in Hartford or anything, but I'm heading there for one night, and then I get my plane home tomorrow. But this was a funny day. This day started off in a peculiar way because I remember when I got into New Orleans, I got a taxi from the airport out to my hotel, and the guy said, "Oh, when are you going home?" I said, "On Wednesday." He says, "What time on Wednesday?" I said, "Well, my flight's 1 o'clock." I said, "So I'll probably go at about 11. And he goes, "Yeah, that'd be a good time to go." He goes, "Do you want me to pick you up?" And foolishly enough, I said yes. And he said, "Okay." So I said, "Okay, I can tell you now, I'm going to be going at 11 on the Wednesday." He goes, "That's fine. Can you ring me on Tuesday to remind me?" So I said, "Okay." So I rang him on Tuesday, which was yesterday. I said, "I'm going to the airport tomorrow at 11. I'm Gary, the Irish guy. Do you remember me?" He goes, "Yes." He said, "Can you text me in the morning to remind me?" I said, "Okay." Now, there is an abundance of taxis in New Orleans. There was absolutely no reason for me to have to pre-book this guy, but somehow I've ended up doing it. So I texted him this morning. I said, "I'll be at the lobby at 11 and I'll be just outside the front door." He said, "Okay." 10 to 11, no sign. 5 to 11, no sign. 11, no sign. 5 past 11, no sign. I call him. He goes, "Oh, I left you a voice message. You never got it. Couldn't make it. Sorry about that." So I ended up getting another taxi. But that's the last time I'll ever pre-book a taxi, unless there's only one taxi in the whole town. There's 500,000 people looking for it. Then I might pre-book it. But other than that, I will never pre-book a taxi again. So that was fun. Bus to Hartford, Connecticut. Certainly not a bus I thought it was going to be on even half an hour ago. Here I am. Not going home. Going to Hartford.
I can't believe it. After he's freaking 60 years old.
So just checked into my hotel near the airport in Hartford, Connecticut. It's a little bit like The Shining, that scene in the movie. Somewhere between that and a prison, but it's near the airport and it's cheap, so that's the main thing. Certainly didn't envisage myself being here tonight, but here I am, and hopefully the rooms aren't too horrendous. I saw there's a McDonald's up the street and a Dunkin' Donuts, so that will be my plan for tomorrow. I think my flight's at 6, so I'm probably going to write a pretty entertaining blog about this trip tomorrow in terms of what I'm going to do. So yeah, here we go. 2, 3, 4. It's me. Just walking down some side road to a motorway in Hartford, Connecticut. A place I never thought I would ever walk in my whole life, but here I am. This is what happens when you miss a flight. You end up having to ad-lib. And I'm very much ad-libbing in Hartford this morning. Just walking down to see if I can get some breakfast somewhere. I did see a McDonald's up here on the way in, so I think that's probably going to be my only option. But maybe I'll come across something else. Thought it was a bit wetter than it actually is. It's not too bad, it's not too wet, so could be worse. It's like side of a motorway stuff, you know, right beside the airport. I'm staying right beside the airport, so I can get easy access home later today. But yeah, certainly not somewhere I was expecting to be today. That's for sure. Hartford, Connecticut. It's McDonald's at the Hartford, Connecticut airport this morning for me. Definitely not somewhere I ever envisaged being. So I'm going to give you my thoughts now on week 1 of the NFL season. I was really surprised at the performance of the Steelers. I can't remember the last time they didn't score a touchdown in a game. 3 points was, I know they're playing the best team in the NFL, but 3 points was just hard to believe, really. I mean, that team is so much stronger than it seems to do every year. And I don't know why they underperform so much. What else was that? I was surprised at how well the Ravens won, even though I think the Dolphins are probably the worst team in it, but they seem to just absolutely carve them up at will. Put up a big scoreline. Lamar Jackson threw the ball well for a fella who apparently isn't a good thrower of a football. He seemed to throw pretty well. Yeah, but I think the Patriots was obviously the standout performance. They're already looking like they're on track for another run at the Super Bowl after week 1. Who else played well? Dallas Cowboys played well against the Giants. See, it's hard when you've the likes of the Giants and the Dolphins playing, because they're so weak that it's hard to know what actually, like, even if they put 50 or 60 points up against them, it's not the same as putting up 20 or 30 points against the Patriots. Like, it just really isn't. And I think that the Patriots will be a very good yardstick this year in terms of if they can find someone to put it up to them, they're probably going to be the ones certainly that will contend. You think the Chiefs are the most likely one. Not even sure if they play the Chiefs this year in the regular season. They might not. But certainly if any team can even get it close with the Patriots, you'd have to say that they're a good team, because they really are the yardstick now at the moment, New England Patriots. And yeah, it should be interesting to see how the season develops. But I think people, with the way the Patriots won the first game, I think people are starting to already kind of think, oh, here we go again. It certainly has that here we go again feel to it. But yeah, didn't think I was gonna be back to Boston, but here I am back, although I'm now in another state altogether, in Connecticut.